Bitcoin is 150K in play for this year. Some people believe so, others believe not. When, if ever, this cycle will hit $150,000, we're going to go over that. Also, we have some big altcoin news. We have news on the graph. We have news on the new ASI token. When is that going to launch? Also, Roaring Kitty, aka Deep F in Value, aka the person who literally has propped up GameStop, is being blackballed. What does that potentially mean for the crypto industry? Might be a little connection there. We'll talk about that. Also, prices. We have Max from Crypto Hub joining us to break down the open interest in the Bitcoin chart. We also have Sergio from Validity joining us a little later to give us an update on the project and where it's at and the entire ecosystem, and a new version 2 coming out. Now, not just Ethereum, maybe some other coins like Cardano, and we'll let him kind of explain that. We have that and much more to talk about on today's episode of Sin City Crypto. Let's go.
Hola! It's your boy Big Rob back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we're the entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take old, boring, and stale crypto news and we repackage that thing up in a fun and sexy way. Also, we give you our personal opinions and hot takes on everything crypto. Bitcoin moved quite substantially this morning. In just a 3-hour window, it went from 69,000 to 71. And is it going to stop here? I don't think so. With $150,000 Bitcoin in the cards by the end of the year, Big Rob says yes. And I'll tell you why I say yes.
Wow.
Here shortly.
How was your day, Rob?
It's great, man. It was amazing. It was amazing.
When was the last time you went to the dentist?
The dentist. You know what? Every time I go to the dentist, they're always trying to do dental work on me.
No way.
Yeah.
That's what dentists do.
Crazy.
So you know what my game plan is, because I don't trust the dentist.
Don't go to the dentist.
Is I go there and I just do the cleaning and then I leave and then I always brush.
Robin thinks going to the dentist is like going to the car lot. You have to say no to upgrades. You know, no, I just ask you how your day was and we move forward. Well, this is what it looks like when a dentist, immediately after asking you how your day was. Anyways, all right, let's talk about BTC. So let's talk about the inflows, and we got some other news I want to share with you. So Bitcoin flows yesterday, pretty flat for everyone except for Fidelity, who brought in 77 million. Number 2 was Bitwise, brought in 14.3 million, 10 million from ARK. Everyone else was 0, including Grayscale. So nothing flowing in and flowing, more importantly, flowing out of Grayscale. So it brought our net flow total to 105 million in the green. Speaking of ETFs, the country of Thailand has officially approved their first Bitcoin spot ETF. Now, Thailand is not the largest economy in the world, but hey, one country at a time, right? No country left behind. Are you bullish on Thailand? And just real quick, flows so far. What are your thoughts? You see them picking back up. It's been kind of, if we take a look here, you got 105, right? We didn't break 100. Yesterday was the first time we broke over 100 since May 24th.
Oh, well, the thing is the ETFs, I think, is a precursor to more of a nation state adoption, or at least the ease of regulation across the board, right? How has the regulation or the adoption of crypto, how has that went forward in the United States, right? No exposure. Essentially, all you had was Grayscale Trust being offered on the stock exchange. Not really Bitcoin or buying Bitcoin, but you could invest in the product through an intermediary that had an arbitrary price that tried to follow along with Bitcoin. Anyways, it was the best thing you had from 2013 up until 2024 for investing in crypto as far as an institution outside of buying it yourself, right? And even buying it yourself, if you're a publicly traded company, there is a nightmare of hoops to go through for that. And then there's always in question, will the SEC come in and say, hey, you're in violation of securities law? So the first step we had as a nation, as a market or economy, was to open up the ETFs. You have the ETFs launch here in the US, and now you're seeing them abroad. What came after the ETFs were launched? Well, now we're talking about campaign donations in crypto. You're talking about a topic that's going to be discussed in this upcoming debates for the election. We have new bills being passed by Congress. You have President vetoing. Basically, what we're moving towards is more of a crypto-friendly country. And what was the first step? The first step that really kicked off this whole thing was ETFs. And so when I see an ETF launch in Thailand, it basically tells me that other nations, particularly their economies, are coming around to crypto, or at least coming around to Bitcoin. And so first step, ETFs. Let's get that thing traded amongst the.
I don't think the government's coming around. You know who I think is coming around? Money is coming around. And so you have all these ETF issuers and all these asset managers. I mean, look at these numbers, okay? This is kind of crazy when you think about it, all right? So Bitcoin's ETF made up 26% of BlackRock's total ETF flows for 2024 and 56% of Fidelity's.
Damn.
So if $100 million flowed into BlackRock ETFs across the board, 260 million of that was strictly from Bitcoin and Fidelity, over half.
And how many politicians have a connection to Fidelity or BlackRock? And so with that said, the ETFs influence politics, it influences regulations, it influences the adoption, it influences how finance works in said countries, right? So in the United States, the ETF got kicked off, the big money was making money. And this is opening doors for the adoption of crypto here in the United States. And so when I see headlines like Thailand ETF, what it's telling me is that, hey, Thailand's about to open up the markets. Their markets, their largest companies in Thailand are going to have exposure to ETFs. And in doing so, money's going to be made. Powerful people are going to be happy. Powerful people are going to influence politics to usher in more crypto. And that's what we're seeing here in the United States. And this is about to go really parabolic here in the near future. That's why I am so excited about the coming bull market. I'm excited because you have the debates, the elections, you have a progressive or crypto forward thinking candidate who's leading in the polls, Donald
two
Trump.
of them.
And two of them. RFK, don't discount RFK. You know, he was actually projected to be a third of the vote in some of these swing states. Now, more than likely, it's going to be a Democrat, Republican elected president. But you know what? You can't dispute the fact that RFK has made up some ground, got some attention, and he's pushing against conventional thinking. You know, he's talking about backing the dollar with Bitcoin. I don't know if that's a subject we're talking about today. Did you see that as well?
That's never going to happen.
But it might not be happening. But the fact that you have a presidential candidate that is getting 30% of vote in certain demographics,
To me, that's
areas,
more pandering than what Trump said.
it's not. I think there's real use. Okay. Do you think that backing the dollar with gold is foolish?
It's not possible.
No, I'm just saying. But it was at one point. 30, or 50 years, 55 years ago, it was. Historically, you have a list of nations that have backed their currency with gold. What is gold and what is Bitcoin? They're both commodities, right? One just moves digitally. One is hard, a rare earth metal that you have to dig up out of the ground. But essentially, they both stand for the same thing, right? It's a finite supply or a limited supply, or there's only so much going around on Earth. You can dig more up, but you can always mine more Bitcoin. But at the end of the day, you can inflate cash, but you can't inflate gold at the same rate. Same thing with Bitcoin. And so if you have a monetary system that you back with gold, which we've had in the past, and we've had hundreds of examples of that, why is it insane to think, hey, why not back a currency with Bitcoin? Now, I do agree that in our current the current structure that we have with the dollar, it's not really possible to transition anymore, right? You'd have to roll off the debt and then tie it up, and then when we know we're not gonna default or let the banks collapse or crash or whatever it is. And so, at the end of the day, not possible, but it makes for an interesting idea. And then you have
It's called pandering.
Yeah, you also have the president of Argentina. What's his first name? I know Milei.
Javier
Milei. And so he came in and just started cutting down the government's infrastructure, right? Different departments. He laid off over half the employees.
Argentina and Cardano might be beep, beep, beep. Got a video on Cardano coming out tomorrow.
I heard Charles Hoskins is having a meeting with Javier Milei.
So part of their we'll get into that in the video tomorrow, but part of their constitutional committee, part of it's going to be in Argentina. So
and not to mention, just one last thing, just to put out there, and I don't know if you guys missed the headlines, but Mr. Bukele, President Bukele got reelected over in Salvador as well. And so, South America is really making a lot of headwind in crypto. And so, hopefully the U.S. can keep up, man.
Probably not. Guys, I put on Twitter, we're doing a $200 giveaway. So here's how it's going to work. We're doing a $200 in Radix, so XRD token. We're going to do $100 for someone on Twitter. So we'll make a post. You just got to go in there, drop your XRD wallet address. And then we're going to do one for the live show on Thursday. We're also going to give you $100 to one person. But at the end of the day, you're going to need the Radix wallet and you're going to need a Radix address. So I got the link pinned to the top of the comment section. Click that link. You can download it as an app on your Android or Apple phone, or you can use it as a desktop browser extension, or you can just download it on your desktop. Whichever way. For the live show one, we'll tell you what you need to do, but either way, you're going to need to get an XRD address. So download the wallet, and that way you can see if you can win $100.
Can I enter?
No. With that being said, I'd like to bring on our first guest today, which is Max from Crypto Hub, joining us today to break down the Bitcoin chart and some open interest. Max, how you doing, man?
I'm very well, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you so much for joining us, my friend. Max, just real quick before we jump into the chart, I want to share this. So typically May, at least over the last 3 years, has been a red month. All right, 35% red in 2021, 15.6% in 2022, and last year, 7%. This year, we were in the double digits in the green, so 11% up in the month of May. The old saying of sell in May and go away, it was the opposite. It was sell in April and go, I don't know what rhymes with April, but you get the point.
It's actually not, because you want to sell when prices are up. So when it closes in May and prices are up, that's when you sell for the shit months of June and July.
Whatever, Max. You get my point, okay? So, but historically, though, right? I mean, you take a look. You take a look at the returns for the month of May. They're not the high. I mean, they're not the lowest. They're kind of middle of the pack, right? The worst month for Bitcoin has been historically September, where we're seeing negative 4.78%. But still, we've had, out of the 5 months so far, only one has been in the red, which was April, down almost 15%. What is the Bitcoin chart looking like to you right now? And we're having this conversation of, hey, can we get to above 100K by the end of the year? I know I don't know if you feel comfortable with a price prediction or not, but if you are, feel free. But what is the charts telling you? What's the setup look like, and what's the open interest there?
So, you know me, I don't like to talk about price predictions. I think that when you start to look out too much into the future, it's just astrology. It's just astrology for men. Do you know when you turn up to a chick's house and she's got all the, the crystals out and all that crap?
If I walk in, I'm walking right out. If she's got crystals and rocks and she's rubbing them, I'm not doing it.
Exactly. So imagine me trying to talk about price predictions when, I'll be honest with you, it is just straight predictions. Like, you have no clue really. There's a few things you can do with Fibonacci, but I really just think it's a rather pointless exercise to for us to be doing. Magic is always the better one when it comes to that type of stuff. He literally called the 73,500, I think he called a while back. It was phenomenal. How he uses Fibonacci is far beyond my belief. But looking at the price action now, let me just hide this indicator that I've got on. Looking at the price action now, I am completely with you guys. I think that the way that it's set up now, I really am looking for all-time highs to come in. Look at this is the range that we've got up here. Okay, we've been in here since start of March, and we're effectively flipping the script that we had going into April. In April, we came down, tested the lower end of the range, back up, back tested the point of control, lost the lower end of the range, and, took a really heavy hit going into the start of May. Now we've done the opposite. We've tested the top end of the range, come back tested the range point of control where the most volume has been transacted. And, we're pushing back up again. I really am expecting price to continue from here. We are at resistance, But even if I go to the lower term timeframes, open interest, okay, is the sum of all traders. And this indicator here is free on TradingView. It has Binance, BitMEX, and Kraken. Okay, so some big exchanges on there. In this miniature range of pretty much, I guess, the last 2 weeks or so, we have had an increase in open interest of, well, almost 20% to where we are now. Okay, over 20% actually. Okay, from where we are now. So that's 20% traders that have entered the market in this little range here. Okay, where we are living, we're above all of those traders. Okay, that means all the shorts that have entered here are now trapped. Okay, all the longs are sitting happy. They're making money. They're just thinking, you know, at what price does Bitcoin have to go to for me to fucking buy a Lambo? Let's be honest. But the shorts, you know, they're shitting it. And this is when you can kind of induce those short squeezes is going to take place when you have these amount of trap traders in such a strong trend right now that we've got. You know, this uptrend has just had nothing but increasing open interest, nothing but traders piling in. There's a very good likelihood that once we get above some of these highs, break out of the range value area high. Let me pop on some more levels because we've got some important levels above us. The quarterly open being one. You get above that and you turn this whole quarter green. Well, you know, that's when people that are short, sitting in these shorts, red, thinking, what have I done with myself? Why am I short? And that's when they start to panic. They start to close their trades. And then that forces, it's just like a domino effect of traders closing out. And we're in an area now where it's not going to take much for that domino effect to occur. So I really am expecting price to continue up here. All-time high, you've just got to get above a little bit higher for me. Get above that quarterly open. I want to test, get above the quarterly open, live above it a bit longer than we did back here. We kind of rejected from it here, didn't really live above the quarterly open, but if we can get above and live above it, sure, make a new all-time high, if you ask me.
All right. Max, what about, can we take a look at Kaspa? We did a Kaspa video yesterday. So if you're in the live show from the Kaspa video yesterday, welcome. But Kaspa, when I was looking at the chart yesterday, broke two key levels. I was looking at the daily chart from MEXC, but what are you seeing on Kaspa, and what can we assume from price action moving forward? Should we see a retracement sometime soon, or you think still break new all-time highs?
I mean, I'm on the 50-minute here, so bear with me, but let me just delete some of the stuff we were talking about before. We were basically talking previously on, when I've looked at Kaspa before, when it was called out to me and on Magic's channel on YouTube, we were looking for it to break this weekly level and to get a nice move up. Now, the open interest, exactly the same thing as what we discussed on Bitcoin. This has been very fucking bullish, hasn't it? So the open interest from about here to where we are now is up 56%. That's insane, really. So what you can do and how you can look at this is, I need to make that that's a normal level. That nickel control can be deleted. What you can think about this is wherever you are living above or below this open interest increase is where price is, most likely going to push towards. Now, where you are right now, one would consider price to continue on up. Now, where could you expect price to go to? Well, is that the all-time high there?
Yeah.
It is, yeah?
Yeah.
It would make logical sense that that's your next target. I wouldn't know what else you would have here, to be honest with you, other than, got 12-hour level.
There's a really strong movement on Bitcoin just in the last 20 minutes. I mean, it's back up to 71,000 right now. And just to give you some, you mentioned it's been May 21st was the last time we were here. So, and the previous all-time high is 73,000, some change.
So this is an interesting tool here that you guys might actually quite enjoy looking at. Now, it's called the correlation matrix. What you can do with this indicator is put up a load of coins that you quite like the look of and look at the correlation in relation to Bitcoin. So this one here, this is Kaspa in correlation to Bitcoin. Now, you can see it's pretty correlated. So with us talking, I've just gone to the 5 minutes, so bear with me while it loads. With us, looking at Bitcoin and expecting Bitcoin to go to higher prices. And with the move up that Casper's had, 0.623, it's not super high correlation, but you go to the 4 hour there, it's pretty bloody high. Okay, so over a 4 hour time period, Casper does pretty much follow what Bitcoin does. With the bullish move that you've had on Casper, and with us expecting higher prices on Bitcoin, I honestly, especially with this open interest, really would not be too concerned with price, free falling from here. Now, where can you become concerned if you lose? If I have to give you a level, it would be the monthly. Now, if you lose this, and similar to what you've done here, price action wise, where you've come above and back tested, is this? We've come above here and back tested it and then moved off. If you were to come below and run a similar pattern, just basic market structure, okay, and back test what has been support here, hasn't really been resistance much, but it's an important level. It's a monthly level. They trade pretty well, especially the high time frame ones. If you were to get a back test of this region, okay, that's when I would become concerned with price action, purely because of the amount of open interest that you're going to have trapped above here as well. So if you want to actually figure that one out, you would do something like this. And then you've got 22% of open interest would be trapped above you. So that would be the level to hold the monthly. You don't want to see it getting lost and back tested. A wick below, who cares about a quick wick? But if Bitcoin's expected to go high, which I do expect it to go higher, I see no reason why you can't come up and take these highs here, especially with the shorts that you've got trapped as well.
Amazing.
Yeah, we're keeping a close eye on Bitcoin. I have a feeling it's gonna have a big move in the next few hours. I think crossing the 71K mark. Real quick, would you be able to take a look at the Stacks chart, STX? This one has performed pretty well. I did want to show a chart here if you wanted to pull up my my screen there, Rocco, real quick, and then you can kind of go into this is the Stacks versus Bitcoin chart. And so here you can see that it's been selling off against Bitcoin since March. And, this has been a kind of a leverage play, or we've talked about Stacks being a leverage play. You're going to get more upside, more downside. But we did see a breakout or reversal or potential for it here just on this daily candle here. And then, if you take a look at the just on the chart here, here we'll pull up Stacks again. But if you want to take a look at Stacks, one very strong movement on this one, and then you can see here on the monthly on the 1 month chart here for Stacks, it has been underperforming the rest of the market in the last 30 days, but pretty significant move. Also a potential reversal, at least on the daily candles, against Bitcoin, and this is something we've been eyeing. Anything that stands out on the Stacks chart for you, Max?
Yeah, I literally, someone called this out to me earlier to look at. Now, if I zoom out on this chart, I really don't like this move down that you've had, this downtrend. It really doesn't look good, okay? So one thing that you can all take away from me talking, and, if you have to take 1 point away, let it be this, that slow moves typically continue in that direction, okay? This slow bleed that you've had from April, this just doesn't look like a big bottom to me, if that makes sense. It just doesn't look like a proper good low. Yes, you've had a good bullish move up. It's up 10% or 11, almost 12% today. Great, perfect. But it's down far, far more. And, it's just, it's kind of in a region where I would have expected it to give a better low, let's call it that. I do quite a lot of analysis of highs and lows. And you want to see really big volume spikes. To be honest with you, if you want to look at open interest, you want to see lots of open interest, getting flushed out of the market. And this low that we've got here that we made on Friday last week just doesn't quite cut it, if you ask me. Now, does it mean, that's it, just got to fucking go straight down to the low? No, of course not. It can have moves such as this. And what you're doing now is, I would consider what you're going to do here is come up and take some of these highs, take out some of the shorts that have been, maybe building positions, aiming for lower targets, take them out, and then price will do exactly what it was going to do and go down further. And those shorts that were taken out were just passed over to the market maker, if we're going to use the boogeyman as an example. I think that's probably what's going to occur here, because, this to me just isn't, you're going to have to put in a lot of work in order to change the market structure on, pretty much any time frame. Where does it look, I guess, giga bullish when you are completely changing the market structure? You've got to live above, you would argue, this last high, this major last high up here. And you would also want to see a higher low be put into place, because realistically, looking at this from a market structure standpoint, have you changed the market structure? The answer is no. You've got your last high, if I can draw somewhere, wherever the drawing tool is. Fuck, it doesn't matter. We'll do this. We've got one high. Oh, God. All gone to shit. Where is the drawing tool? There's the drawing tool. Okay. Let me turn the magnet off as well. So we've got last high here. We've got another high here. Until price comes up and takes these highs, you've not changed market structure at all. So you need to see the lower highs be taken out, and you need to see a higher low be put into place. So what you can do here, if you are bullish on this asset, expect these highs to be taken out, and then how you would trade it, not the breakout. I would never recommend a beginner to trade a breakout, okay? You're waiting for a pullback into just something simple, such as a gold pocket, for the higher low to be put into place, because then you're getting a trend change, and the trend is always your friend, especially at the beginning of trading. And you're taking a long here, you're at a point where you're in resistance now, and you're actually, I know it's crazy to think about considering you're up 12% on the day, but you are actually still trading against the trend. So yes, things can change and it can move up, but I don't like the look of this coin overall, to be honest with you.
So should I sell it or?
You're coming into resistance.
We
are
always
coming into resistance.
We always, the reason we bring you and Magic on every week is because you guys keep it real. There's some people that just want to give price targets and kind of have that narrative that's just going to give people confirmation bias. And so, we like the fact that you and Magic always keep it 100% honest in what you're seeing on the charts, whether people are going to like to hear it or not. And so, I have a big position in stacks. Yeah, and I personally have a big position in stacks. But my outlook is more long term, and I know with charts it's more of what's happening right now. And so, but either way, man, we appreciate you, Max. Max, if people want more of you and Magic, where can they find you?
So we're doing live streams every day at New York Open nowadays on Magic's channel. So go there, and then also just join the Crypto Hub, join the Discord. We're in there all the time, all day.
Awesome. We're gonna prompt. There we go. So you'll see in the chat the link to their Discord. Go join it. I'm in there. Good stuff in there, man. And it's not just Magic and Max that are putting out charts and analyses, but it's some of their community members as well. And so I remember I was in someone's Discord, and they talked about this new AI coin, and I made a 6x off of it in 2 days, and it was just a community member. So never know what kind of alpha you'll get from Discord. That's why you always want to join in and kind of keep your ear to the ground. So, Max, we appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much, brother. And we'll see you. Maybe we'll see you next week. Maybe we'll see Magic. Who knows? It'll be a surprise.
Maybe.
Take care,
brother.
All
the best.
Thanks, bro.
All right. Real quick before we bring on Sergio, I just want to show you this. So, Rob mentioned El Salvador earlier in the show. They did have a website they put up. Showing in real time how much BTC they have. Well, they have over 5,700 Bitcoin, as they have been consistently buying 1 Bitcoin a day. This is something they said they were going to do, I think, over a year ago. We're going to buy 1 Bitcoin every day, and now that Bitcoin, my friends, is worth over this is going to be worth more because the price has moved up, but over $400 million of Bitcoin for a country. And so we're seeing people take plays out of the MicroStrategy book. Are we going to see countries take plays out of the Nayib Bukele book? That remains to be seen. But either way, we're excited to bring our next guest on the show. He is the founder of Validity, one of the hotter DeFi projects that is making headwinds in crypto. And so he's here to share with us an update and an exciting V2 coming out. I won't share too many details, but Sergio is joining us. Sergio, how you doing, man?
Hey guys, how are you? Happy to be back.
We're happy to have you back, man. A lot of exciting things happening in crypto, a lot of exciting things happening in Validity. We brought you on the show last month. We kind of gave an overview of the project and the update. We also did an AMA with Sergio. So if you want more information, definitely go recommend you watch that video. I asked him, I try to put myself in the viewer's shoes. What questions would you have asked to Sergio? And that's what we kind of did. So go watch that. But Sergio, from last month to this month, where is the ecosystem for Validity at? How has it grown? And what are some of the exciting things that have happened since the last time we brought you on the show?
Well, this past month's been amazing. Actually, we've grown in holders around like 33%. When we started, we had around like 370 at the beginning of last month. Right now, we're at 470, 72. The ecosystem has generated around 50 Ethereums. Our total locked value is almost at $5 million. Our APY for that month was 40%, which is high. I understand it's high. For a lot of people, it seems like a red flag, but they need to understand that this is a very small ecosystem. So when new capital comes in, it has a much bigger effect in the long run. But this month has been amazing. We've had a lot of great updates and things that are going to, and very excited on V2. Can't wait for everyone to try out and understand how it works.
Tell me a little bit about V2, Sergio. I kind of teased in the beginning, threw Cardano out there, but what is the idea of V2 and how is it going to redefine what Validity does?
So I was actually looking at you guys' show right now, and you guys were talking about how great it would be if a fiat or a country's economy was based on Bitcoin, right? And basically, that's what Validity is. We saw how the economy was before when it was backed by gold, and it's basically the same thing. Validity is backed by Ethereum, but much even better because it's consistently generating more Ethereum per coin through the whole ecosystem, through transaction fees, burning fees, and new minting Validity. So that's the idea of Validity. But now we're going to start adding new assets underneath the same token. So now we're going to add wrapped Bitcoin on the Ethereum network, and we're going to add Paxful Gold. So we're actually going to have gold in our ecosystem. The great thing about this is that when Ethereum performs good, Bitcoin performs good, the price of our token is going to simulate that as well. And when users reverse stake, they're taking out, let's say, Ethereum, Bitcoin, or gold, whatever they want in the moment, but they're locking their coins. And for them to unlock their coins, they have to give that amount of the asset back. So what they're actually taking on is debt, right? The great thing about this is that now that you have other ecosystems within the same token, you can benefit from Bitcoin if you're on gold. For example, let's say I got Validity, I reverse staked it and took out gold. But Bitcoin now is growing in price. Ethereum is growing in price. Now I just reverse stake and give back the gold, go and reverse stake in Bitcoin, take a whole bunch of value out. And the same thing works reverse. If Bitcoin or Ethereum, that says the end of the bull market and everything dumps, that debt that you owe now is a much less ratio because you have to give it back in that asset, and you go and reverse stake in gold and take a whole bunch of value out. So meanwhile, we start adding new asset classes into our ecosystem. You're going to benefit through the volatility of all these different assets with the same token. So if you're on gold, you can benefit on Bitcoin if it jumps. If you're on Bitcoin and Ethereum jumps, then you can go benefit on Ethereum or Cardano or whatever other assets that we add. And in the end of the bull market, when there's a bear market coming in, everything drops, you can benefit now on gold or silver and other assets that we're going to add.
That is
was I able to explain to you how V2 works?
Yeah, that is very interesting. I think because I watched a few of your videos, right? I like to do my due diligence on everyone, right? Not just guests we bring on the show, but just for my own knowledge. And someone asked you a question like, well, what about in the bear market, right? Since your token's tied to Ethereum, if it goes down, I think it's such a smart move to throw gold in there. Because now instead of people saying, all right, bear market's over, let me exit the ecosystem, you can now just swap from Bitcoin ETH to gold. Maybe can we see silver in there? Who knows?
Yeah.
But
We're-
I think,
we're-
go ahead.
We're going to start with those three, right? We have Ethereum right now. Then we're going to add wrap Bitcoin and gold. That is already confirmed through our ecosystem. The next assets that we're going to do, we'll do like a voting for users to vote, like which one would be the most asset that they want. We're even thinking about the BlackRock token that they're creating, since they have invested a lot in lands and public companies, so we can have that into our ecosystem. So yeah, what you said is great, because now when the bear market comes and everyone's exiting out, they're not exiting out of Validity, because Validity is consistently growing through gold and generating more gold. But the great thing about it is that when you get to understand it, is that it becomes its own market, right? So you get the Validity token, that gives you a ticket to reverse stake in any ecosystem. So you reverse stake in Bitcoin, but then if it drops or another ecosystem benefited much more, you can go and reverse stake there and keep consistently taking value out. Doesn't matter if it's bull market, bear market. You're just consistently taking value out from jumping to ecosystem. You're benefiting from the whole market that we're putting in there. So we're very excited on that. We're finishing tokenomics in the next 2 weeks. Development will start in a month or two. And then we're going to get CertTech involved, of course, because they're our security partner, make sure that everything is legit. And I think you can be expecting V2 around the end of the year, October, November. I think we'll be launching it. And I feel it's gonna have a great impact into the whole crypto industry.
Definitely going to make your product very unique. Can you foresee in the future, I'm not saying this year or even next year, but a scenario where you can have access to not, and you mentioned like BlackRock, like could it be Wall Street? Because I know you used to be in Wall Street, right? You used to trade in Wall Street.
Yes.
And so can you
Yes,
see a scenario where it's not just crypto assets, but gold, commodities, maybe energy, oil, any other like BlackRock, one of BlackRock's fund that's been tokenized? Because we know tokenization is coming on the platform.
Yes.
Can you pretty much add anything in the ecosystem?
We can add anything as long as in the Ethereum network, right? We do not want to do cross-chain. We do not want to go into other things just for security. For us, 100% is more important, the security of our ecosystem. So anything that is tokenized into our ecosystem, we can add it, right? We are 100% sure on those three assets, which is Ethereum, Bitcoin, and gold. But then any other asset, we'll do a voting to the community, and they will choose to put it in there. So yes, we know that land's going to be tokenized soon, energy and all these things, and we're going to put it in there. And the more volatile there are between each other, it's even the better, right? Because that's how users are going to get much more of value out of the ecosystem, switching from one asset that has depreciated to another asset that has appreciated much more when they already took out value. So they're going to consistently take out value just from that one token. And when we do that, that's the price and the ecosystem itself is going to grow immensely, because you don't have to leave Validity or sell the token to get benefits now off Bitcoin, Ethereum, gold, silver, BlackRock, other assets that we're going to add into the ecosystem.
You mentioned we don't want to go cross chain. The good news is a lot of these large funds, BlackRock included, guess what they're built? Guess what chain they're building on? It's Ethereum, right?
Yes.
And so it's just very unique to me. What I'm envisioning, and this is from a user perspective. Obviously, I have nothing to do with your team or Validity, but what I'm envisioning is an ecosystem where you can have access to like anything, whether it's real estate, whether it's oil, gold, crypto assets. And so could it be a scenario where it's like you have the 60-40 portfolio in a 401k? Now you can have something like an idea of that, but in DeFi, peer-to-peer in a decentralized way, and you're able to earn higher yields. It's just very, very intriguing to me.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And I feel the most interesting part of it is how you can benefit from another ecosystem without being into it. So like right now, if you hold gold, or you're not going to benefit from Bitcoin, Ethereum jumping, right?
Right.
If you hold Bitcoin, you have the volatility still on the downside. You don't have that safety as gold. So, for example, let's say right now at the top of the bull market, Bitcoin's not going to get over 60,000. You go to Validity, you go your reverse stake, you take out your asset, which is Bitcoin, your wrapped Bitcoin, you liquidate it, right? So you owe now that asset at 60,000 just to unlock your Bitcoin. But let's say Bitcoin now drops and gets to 20,000, but gold keeps on growing. Now your debt is 20,000. You pay back that 20,000, and you go reverse stake at gold and get another $50,000 out. And you can keep doing that with the same token with different assets. Meanwhile, they're performing. So just the thought of like, wow, now I don't have to know when is the top of the bull market, when is the bottom of the bear market. I don't have to be looking at the screen and guessing and worrying about how the fluctuation is going to happen. Just holding Validity. I took out profit when it was up. I sold it when I was, I bought it again, the debt when it was down. So I got it at a cheaper price and then got into another asset at a higher price and keep getting value out consistently.
Awesome. Sergio, if, maybe some people are watching, might have some more questions. I know there's a way to get to kind of set up a video call with you. Can you just real quick explain how to do it? And then there's a link in the description too for people to do that.
Yes. So if you go to our website at validity.io, it'll show you how the ecosystem works right now in the most simple form that we can explain it, how it generates Ethereum. In the bottom of the website, you're going to have a link to book a call directly with me. You'll mint some coins, get some of that benefit, and you're able to take out and book 40 minutes of my time to explain you how the ecosystem works and talk about V2 that's coming up. Also, you can talk to us through our Telegram. I'm consistently there as well, and my team members to answer any questions.
Awesome. Sergio, we're excited for what's to come with Validity. Obviously, people know you guys are a channel sponsor, and there's a reason for that. We appreciate you coming on the show, giving us some of your time, and kind of helping explain and sharing some exciting information. Guys, we do have a link in the description. If you click that link, it'll take you to the website. If you want to ask Sergio questions, feel free to do so. I think I've probably spent 3-4 hours on the phone with this man. Every question I've ever had, he has gladly answered. And so, Sergio, we appreciate you, my friend. We look forward to having you back on the show again in the future to give another update. And we'll talk soon, man.
Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks, brother. Take care.
Bye. All
right.
Interesting topic that got brought up there was the tokenization of real world assets, particularly securities, and BlackRock's role in that. And we know that they have been very outspoken using the Ethereum network. And, Larry Fink has said, hey, we're going to tokenize everything, right? And I think that he was alluding to the tokenization of stocks. Michael Saylor on a recent interview with Graham Stephan on the Iced Coffee Hour came out with a interesting perspective, or at least he gave his thesis on some of the inefficiencies in the markets and the direction we might be moving. So I just wanted to play a little clip of that as well. So here we go.
We'll get involved. I mean, the big question really isn't. Can I issue a token without disclosures and trade on a crypto exchange? The bigger question is, why can't you trade Apple stock on a crypto exchange? Like, here's a company, Apple, everybody trusts. Mm-hmm. You've got all the disclosures. Why can't I self-custody Apple stock on my mobile phone? Why can't I send a share of Apple stock from me to you on Saturday? Why can't I sell the Apple stock on Saturday night? Right. That's an interesting question, right? But it's totally ethical. It's totally progressive. Why wouldn't you want to be able to do that? And right now you can't.
Do you think you can in the future? Because that's an interesting concept. If I want to transfer you my stock, you're right. I mean, I don't think you can.
So see, the good ideas, the progressive ideas in the crypto universe and digital asset space are the idea of self-custody, ability to transfer peer-to-peer, ability to trade 20.
So that is very interesting. And let me share something here. So you remember yesterday we talked about the price of Berkshire Hathaway went down 99% on a wrong data information, right? From the New York Stock Exchange.
Yeah.
What does a project like Chainlink do, right? Oracle data feeds, it feeds information. And so the New York Stock Exchange, same idea. I'm not sure how the mechanics work behind the scenes, but this is just a story of this right here, right? So this is from the Wall Street Bets Reddit forum here. My Berkshire $186 buy order ended up filling, but at $648,000. Phoned my broker, they said it hit the New York Stock Exchange and I actually own the share. It took out margin and negative amount in the account to buy it. I don't have the money to buy it. You are not allowed to have margin. The broker system messed up. Would never think I would be able to say I am a Berkshire holder. And these are things, the old archaic system, this is one example of how it affects people in real time. And so when you talk about bringing the stock exchange, or at least stocks and trading and custody, everything Michael Saylor said in that video, bringing it on the blockchain and having projects and companies like Chainlink, who have been doing this for years, almost a decade, who have had, I want to say, zero issues, zero false information, because I can throw an entire deal, an entire smart contract, and an entire DApp upside its head. So we're talking about that. The infrastructure is there. It's been proof of concept for 7 years. Is that something we're going to see in the future? I think yes. And the exciting thing is with projects like Validity and what Sergio is doing over there, we're probably going to see more of those to where you're going to have an entire, because DeFi is real, right? DeFi yields are real, okay? Just some centralized, people like Celsius and whatnot, BlockFi, they came in, people thought it was DeFi. It's not DeFi. DeFi is real. It's peer-to-peer is DeFi. And so you're going to be able to include those. Imagine being able to do all that with Apple stock, with Berkshire stock, Microsoft stock, gold, oil, you name it. You have a basket of good in front of you, that the market is open 24/7, that it is reliable, that you can transfer and self-custody. That is a future we're going towards. And
yeah, will the future exchanges for securities and stocks, will those be on blockchain potentially? Or will the current markets that we have now operate or transition over or use or utilize blockchain? I think that is a yes. Now, obviously the technology, the ledger technology that is blockchain is removing the intermediary, and there's always issues and centralization points when it comes to intermediaries custodying your shares of a stock or whatever the case may be. But so it brings up an interesting thought dynamic where you're like, how much of the stock market is going to be traded on blockchain, or how much of blockchain is going to be integrated into the stock market? And from what, Michael Saylor was questioning there is the inefficiencies of the stock market. And you have the largest corporation with BlackRock, one of the largest companies, just period. And the leader of that company sitting here saying, hey, man, we're about to tokenize stocks. I think that we need to broaden our thought horizon on what this space is going to evolve to. Because I know a lot of us just talk about the price of Bitcoin, but let's not forget there's a use case and utility to the blockchain, particularly Bitcoin, and also the smart contracts and these layer ones. Let's not dismiss how much disruptive energy they're going to bring into the financial system.
And one piece of advice for anyone watching, right? I know we're all making a lot of money on meme coins and just bullshit. Let's just face it. They serve literally no purpose, right? But we're making money. It's great. Just differentiate those projects, that side of your portfolio, with the other side of your portfolio. If you are a long-term crypto investor, you are investing in blockchain, a new technology, a new financial system, I would focus on projects and tokens and ecosystems that are going to serve purposes like the one we're talking about. Think Ethereum, think Solana. You take a look at stablecoin volumes, think Solana. Think the Ethereum ecosystem. Something that comes to mind is Ondo Finance. Obviously, you have Bitcoin. So those are the things, those are the Chainlink, right? The infrastructure. Those are the things you want to think about in your 5 to 10 to 20, 30-year crypto investment portfolio. And what you really should be doing, it's not financial advice, but for me, what I'm doing is all the money I'm making over here with the BS. I'm taking that money. I'm obviously taking profits. I'm taking some of it and whatever I need to do in real life. But a majority, it's getting rolled back into those projects that I know I'm going to hold on for multiple market cycles, right? Multiple years, decades that are going to pass on to my kids, because I really believe that where we're at right now and where we're headed to in the next 10, 20 years, unless the world ends, with financial technology and everything going on. It's just exciting, man. Also, what's exciting is our channel sponsor, Legacy Network. Their app is going live this month. I am so excited. They actually, you know what I'm going to do? They have a trailer. It's really, really good. I'm just going to play it. It's pretty short. Legacy Network. Yeah, let's check this out. Rockin', we
Generally, you want education to be like as close to a video game as possible, like a good video game. If you can make it interactive and engaging, then you can make education far more compelling and far easier.
So this app is going live. It is still currently in beta testing. This app is going live this month, and their token is going to be launching soon. But you can see here it has that, what is the name of that Udemy, or the one that, Coursera, right? Where you go on, you can pick a course, it takes you through the steps. You can go to part 1, part 2, part 3. It gives you achievements. Congratulations to this. But you can do all of that, and you can also earn money as well. And so super excited about that. And they're also a sponsor of the channel. So Legacy Network, we got their link in the description of the video. Go join their Telegram so you can stay up to date. So with that being said, you have a lot of play to earn, game to earn. Well, what about vape to earn? This is a new vape product that's coming out. I believe it's going to be on Solana, where every time you vape, Robin, you can earn Solana tokens. Are you bullish?
Definitely, you can have a lot of Solana. You're gonna be a multi-billionaire.
Yeah,
so.
man. I
got the beta version right here.
The funny thing is that there's
it's probably going to be real.
I wouldn't be surprised, but the thing is
hey, there is the Doge version, but it doesn't smell good.
the grip of these vapes is intense, man. Nobody have you ever met somebody that casually vapes? No, nobody casually vapes. Everyone is hyper aggressive on the vape, and then it's like, God forbid somebody loses their vape in their I had a friend over. They were hanging out on the couch. They lost their vape, and they tore the couch up. They were like ripping cushions in half. They're like, "Where's my vape?"
The vapes are expensive, man.
I'm like, bro, they flipped my couch upside down. I'm like, bro, it ain't that serious, man. Like, yeah.
You know what is serious, Robin?
Don't get in the way of somebody that vapes.
What is serious, Robin, is the Artificial Superintelligence Alliance. Do you like the name? I don't.
No.
Kind of corny, right?
I don't like that name. I don't like the Multiverse X name. I don't know, man. Just keep it simple, man. Act like you're naming a prescription medication, right? Zoltoff, Cardano. I mean, there's these names that no.
Jimmy.
What you laughing at?
I bet David can inhale 0.0008 Bitcoin.
One breath, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't like some of these names, man. I really don't. I mean,
you might not like the name, Robin, but you like the project. So ASI token merger is set for June 13th of 2024. We did do a merge video explaining everything that's happening. If you are a holder of SingularityNet, Ocean Protocol, or the Fetch AI token, what you have to do when this merger goes live, go watch that video, and I will, let me pull it up, and that way you guys can see. I'll just kind of show you the thumbnail, so that way you know exactly what you're looking for. So you're going to want to go to the channel, and it's this one right here, Fetch AI Merge. It's got 45,000 views. It's actually our best performing video we've ever done. So this one right here, if you want more information as far as what you need to do If you are a holder of those tokens, go watch that video. Don't do anything stupid. Don't click any links. Don't get fished and lose all your coins, okay? No one is going to give you 2 times the amount of whatever Ocean Protocol token you send them. Just keep that in mind. Also, on altcoins, we have the Graph. Sunbeam is here. So the new feature, a new upgrade, is designed to make getting started on the network seamless, including 100,000 free queries per month, easy payments by credit card or GRT token, express upgrade in just a few clicks, and gasless upgrades for all hosted service subgraph. A lot of people, myself included, refer to the Graph as the Google of blockchain. So I talk about information, data, querying data. This is what the Graph does. And so it's something to keep in mind. Let's take a look at the rest of the markets here. Bitcoin, $70,768. Ethereum struggling a little bit, flat on the 24-hour and the 7-day and the 1-hour, matter of fact. $3,800. Looks like that hype for the ETF has slowed down, but the move from 3,000 to 3,800 has remained intact. And so you're not seeing a sell-off, unlike, the XRP when it rallied and came back down. So you have Ethereum has held steady over $3,800. What is that going to look like as we get closer to the S1 filings, meaning the ETF is ready to go live? What is price actually going to look like? We're probably going to see a $5,500, $6,000 Ethereum before the year is over. That's kind of on the bearish side, right? 6K for me is on the, do you agree? 6K bearish side? I mean, nothing's guaranteed.
What's your time frame?
By the end of the year.
By the end of the year? Yeah, I believe
less than a double.
I believe with the ETF going live, which is going to happen within potentially weeks, but at least maybe a couple months. But before the end of the month, the ETFs will go live. I think people are underselling the amount of liquidity that is about to be injected into that ecosystem, how much the stock market will position themselves in it. I don't think that it will underperform Bitcoin. I don't think that you're going to see more inflows into the Ethereum ETFs than you are Bitcoin. However, the surge of buying inflows on Ethereum, I think, are grossly undervalued right now. And I am extremely bullish on where this is going. It has underperformed Bitcoin substantially since the last run up, since 2021. Yeah, 2021. And I do think that the trend will reverse. I do have a chart here. So since, let's see.
You got a lot of charts today.
Yeah,
you getting into TA or what?
Yeah, I just like to look at price comparisons, especially against Bitcoin right now. Because right now, you're finding yourself in such an interesting situation where Bitcoin's about to be breaking all-time highs and getting up into the 100K range.
Can I explain something real quick before you show that? So you might be sitting there wondering, well, why are we looking at price against Bitcoin? The idea here is this. If you cannot outperform Bitcoin, why take the extra risk? Just put your money in Bitcoin. The idea of investing outside of Bitcoin is you can earn more value, correct? No, go ahead.
Yeah. And so here you have the 1 hour chart. And so since June 24, 2002, you've been better off. 2022, excuse me. You've been better, or no, excuse me. No, this is the 1 hour chart. Here we go. So let's go to the daily chart here. And so since back in February, you had this sell off against Bitcoin, or at least this downward movement. Then you had the announcement of the ETF, where we've had this big, strong rally, and now we're
getting around the top.
Yeah, we're starting to sell off. I do think that against Bitcoin, we're going to make some massive headwinds. And if I
was going to say, if you zoom out, it looks much worse.
Yeah. If you look here, this is going back to 2023. You can see that it's just been down and to the right. But I do think that the trend is going to reverse here. So for me, I like the idea of a easy 2x is for by the end of the year. So I do think $9,000 Ethereum is something that I forecast.
By the end of the year?
By the end of the year, yeah.
Huh. $9,000, huh?
Yeah. Okay, by the end of the year, is Bitcoin over 100,000?
Yes.
Even
that's like a 30% gain.
Yeah, so 30% gain. So even if Ethereum just simply keeps up with Bitcoin to a certain degree, maybe it underperforms by 5% or something like that. Even if that's the case, I mean, you're still going to be looking at a pretty strong price on, 30%. You're talking about $5,000-$6,000 Ethereum, and I think that's on the lowest end. So $6,000 Ethereum, 5,000, 6,000.
That's what I said. 6K.
Yeah, I think that's the bearish case. I think that's just, and that's if Bitcoin only gets to 100,000. I think, look down here. I think Bitcoin gets to 150,000, and if that's the case, you're going to get a 2x. The 2x, if Ethereum keeps up, we'll put it at just shy of $8,000. So a $9,000 call, I don't think is that outlandish. Smaller market cap, more upside movement, especially in a bullish scenario or bull market scenario. And so I think $9,000-$10,000 is. I think I'm pretty comfortable with that. I don't even think that's a strong bullish call. I think.
Want to make a bet?
Okay, let me ask you a question. Will Bitcoin get to 100,000, 150,000 by the end of the year?
No.
What do you think it'll get to by the end of the year? 100,000?
Yeah.
Oh, what is your bet? What do you want to do?
$5?
Stop. See, I'm not even going to bet. You always come out.
Is that not rich enough for you?
Insignificant. But if you're betting
$5 is a lot of money.
Yeah. How about we just bet a shoelace? Like it doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it literally doesn't.
All right. So what do you want to bet then?
Your car,
you had
your
an
car
opportunity- You had an
title.
opportunity.
Go
to-
ahead. What's
to
your
put
number,
up-
Robin?
No, you had an opportunity. If you're gonna propose a bet, come in with something that makes it meaningful,
$1,000.
right?
A bottle of crystal.
Make it something that's meaningful. Otherwise, it's pointless, right? It's pointless. Like if you're going to propose to your lady, make it worth it. Make it memorable, right? You're gonna come at me with a bet, then you're gonna be like, hey man, you over here, you talk for 10 minutes on this Ethereum thing. I disagree with you. Let's bet. How about we bet 4 cents? Like, get out of here. It's absolutely pointless, right? So you want to come at me with a bet?
$1,000.
It's
ETH does
too
not
late.
get to
You
9,000.
proposed $5.
You're just scared.
You came
It's okay.
short.
You're
No,
scared.
you were
It's fine.
scared.
No, you're
now
scared.
Now that I
It's
put you on
okay.
the spot.
You're afraid.
I put you on the spot.
Okay.
Now you-
I revised my bet. $1,000 Ethereum does not get to $9,000 by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Deal?
The boat sailed, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
He's
a-
scared. Remember that. You're watching. Robin's afraid. So let's take a look at the rest of the market. Some of the biggest gainers. Uniswap is up 21% over the last 24 hours. I think a lot of the speculation, if you guys remember, Uniswap announced that their trading fees, they're going to start giving to their LPs, right? And their not their LPs, their token holders. So there was a rush to buy Uniswap tokens at 2x. Then the SEC dropped the Wells notice on Uniswap Labs. It dipped back down to $6, $7. Now the price is rising. I think a lot of people are trying to front run. Hey, with the Ethereum ETF approval, and obviously Uniswap is the #1 DEX on Ethereum. Could the Wells notice not materialize into an actual lawsuit? I think a lot of people are trying to front run that. So Uniswap, I still think at a $7 billion market cap, now with utility to the holders, right? Gives holders a reason or people a reason to go out and buy the Uniswap token. Hey, the largest DEX on the largest layer 1, I can earn a piece of the fees. Count me in, right? You're talking about passive income generating from a token. Uniswap is great, $7 billion market cap compared to Ethereum, which is at around a $400 billion market cap. You have Ordi up 15.49%. Jasmine, Notcoin, and Stacks up 9%. Now, some of the biggest losers here, you have Ronin Network down 5%, Celestia down 2.8%, Mina Protocol, and Pepe are down.
It's very interesting that Bitcoin is over $70,000, testing the 71K mark, getting closer to all-time highs. And historically, we've seen that the altcoins, particularly the meme coins, have performed pretty well on these upward movements on Bitcoin. And yet you have Bonk down substantially this little run up, and also Pepe as well. So where's Bonk? Bonk is, so Pepe's down 10%, and then Shib's even down 5%. Book of Memes down 11%, And then where's Bonk? I know Bonk was, I was taking a look at that chart earlier, but Bonk on the, let's see. Yeah, you can take a look just on the 7-day. Look at the weekly on this thing, man. It's really taken a punch. And so uncharacteristic of the large meme coins when Bitcoin has rallied. So maybe a trend reversal here. I don't know, it seems like these smaller alts have been getting the love lately. Maybe the degens are getting impatient with these the big boys.
All right. That'll do it for the show today. If you haven't watched our Caspa video, do yourselves a favor. It was a really good one. Go watch that video. Also, again, reminder, we are giving away $200 in XRD tokens. We're going to do a $100 giveaway on Twitter. And we're going to do a $100 giveaway on the live show on Thursday. Either way, you're going to need a Radix address. Go download the Radix wallet. You can download it on Apple, Android, or on your desktop. There's a link pinned in the top of the comment section. It's a free $100 to 2 people. Literally got to do nothing else. Well, on Thursday, you got to be here and give us your address. But we'll pick a winner from Twitter from here, and then we'll give you guys $100 a piece. And so, yeah, that's all I got. Anyone else?
No, we're good.
No, that's it. Rocco.
Yes.
Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. We hope you got some great information out of today's show. Big thank you to our 2 guests, Max and Sergio. Make sure to come back tomorrow. We got Dan joining us from the Chart Guys. We love you. Until then, peace.
Sin City, crypto. Everybody know we here for entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in for big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I split the game, but they gave it. Name the coin that's your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy a dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us meme coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming, hola, till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over when the finger tornado